question quite often, when do we know we're at the bottom of the market? And it's a good question, and it's really tough to determine because you usually don't know until we're 6 months, 12 months later because things might go up and there's still bad news coming out and you think, hey, is this a dead cat bounce? What's going on? And so I thought I'd go through some of the things that traders look for to see if they're starting to see value or getting close to the bottom of the market. First thing is bad news not moving the market? So bad news comes out and oftentimes that'll shift the market. You got new information, market digests it. And so June's Fed announcement was a great example of this. They said they're going to be doing some larger hikes sooner rather than the slow hikes that they'd planned. Markets took a pretty good drop from that. And then in July, we had a really bad, inflation was expected to be at 8.8 in the US. It came out at 9.1 and the markets didn't move. And so that's a positive sign. When you see stuff like that, that often means that the sellers have sold their stuff and there's less sellers in the market. So that's one thing. Second thing is that the bad news comes at a slower pace. So, you say, hey, if you heard that we'd lost 200,000 jobs this month, you'd be like, oh, that's really bad. But if you'd found out the month before we'd lost 500 and the month before that you'd lost 700,000 jobs, it's still losing jobs, but not at the pace it was. So bad news is coming out, it's not as bad of news. And so that market likes that. And so that could be a good sign that things are turning around. Here's a big one. It's called the volatility index, the VIX, VIX, and it measures just how much volatility is there. And this is one that when it spikes, when there's lots of volatility, it's a sign that things are near the bottom. And so usually over 45 is really high volatility. We've reached 35 the last little bit, and so not quite where it was. It reached a high of 80 in 2008. It reached a high of 60 during the pandemic. So that's one that we'd say oh, hey, there just hasn't been that level of volatility. The reason there is volatility is that investors are looking to hedge and cut their losses or protect their losses, and that creates volatility. So. And then people are pessimistic about the markets. And I call this the George Costanza indicator. So, he said in Seinfeld, if everything I've ever done is wrong, then the opposite must be right. And so if everyone thinks things are bearish, then doing the opposite of that, it might be a good idea. And so there's, and it's called AAII, bull to bear market sentiment. And so basically when most people think it's bearish, and there's a 30% difference between people that think it's bearish and bullish, that's often a good sign for the market. We reached 60% bearish and 18% bullish back in late June. So that could be a good sign. And so to summarize, we just don't know where we are in the market. We could still see some more drops. Maybe we've hit the bottom. Who knows where we are? But that's really important. Having a diversified portfolio, having a plan in place, and sticking through these times is really important. Hope you like that. If you had questions or you wanted to reach out to me and you're a client, please do so. And if you're not a client and you'd like to connect with me, you can reach me on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. I've got a YouTube page. Hope you like that. Have a great day.